Welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time I'm gonna be doing a highly requested video, which is sculptured nails. So the difference between just regular nails and sculptured nails is that, as you guys know, I always use nail tips. So instead of using nail tips, which would be, you know, just nail tips, I'm gonna show you here. So like, instead of using just your regular nail tips, which, you know, you would just glue on the free edge of your natural nail, you would use these forms instead. And some people feel like, you know, it's a lot easier to use forms instead of, you know, having to buy tips all the time. And then also some people feel like it's just easier. I personally learned to do nails with nail tips, which is why I decided to just stick to using nail tips. But there's also people out there that learned how to do nails with forms, so that's just what they know and what they're sticking to. So the reason why I know how to use forms is because when I was in high school and college as well, we did the Skills USA competition, and for that competition we had to do the pink and white, and we had to build those nails on with the nail form. So that's the reason why I know. But I think if it was just, you know, me learning on my own, I don't think I would have ever, you know, picked these up, or, you know, I would have just stuck to doing the nail tips. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I do want to let you guys know that the process is completely the same as far as, you know, prepping the nail correctly, but the only difference is that you're not going to be shaping the nail tips because you don't have any to shape. And then also, you know, you're not going to be using tips. We're just going to be using these. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. For this video, I'm only going to be doing this left hand, and I'm gonna go ahead and just reshape my nails. I don't want to file on my natural nail just because, you know, I've been doing a lot of videos on my nails, and I don't want to damage my natural nail by, you know, taking a set off, putting another one, because I have been doing that a lot. So once I finish recording this video, I am gonna be taking these nails off. I'm only doing this set just for this video, so that's why I don't want to file on my natural nail. But you guys know that, you know, the first thing would basically just to remove the shine from the natural nail, push back the cuticles as well, shape your nails up, and all that good stuff. So the most important one out of all of those is just pushing back the cuticles to, you know, expose the new growth. And then you can go in with either your drill and use your sanding band, which it's gonna look like this, and then you just put a sanding band on there, which looks like this. I use the 180 sanding bands, and you guys know that, sorry, this one, I guess it's ripped, but this one you would just, you know, file around that cuticle area, go off, well, hold on. Obviously you would put it on your drill, but you just file from the right side, from the side wall, go all the way around, making sure that you hold your drill kind of at an angle. And then just whenever you file the rest of the nail, just hold it nice and flat. So again, around the cuticle area, you hold it at an angle. You're filing with the tip of your drill bit, but making sure that you don't have it at a really high angle, kind of like a 45-degree angle, and just getting that cuticle area and then filing the rest of the nail. You want to do that on all of your nails. And then also, if you don't have a drill, or you're at the stage where you don't feel comfortable using a drill, you could always just use your hand file to do all your filing. It would be the same thing, just filing around the cuticle area, going from the right side, working your way around to the left side, making sure that you get really close to the cuticle area, but making sure that you don't cut your client, because it is a lot easier to cut someone with your hand file. So make sure that you're careful with that. So just filing the cuticle area, and same thing, just removing the shine from the rest of the nail. Again, I'm not going to be doing that in this video just because, you know, I don't want to keep falling down on my natural nails, or I don't want to keep removing the shine because I don't want to damage my natural nails. But we're going to go ahead and just skip that step. But again, to properly prep the nail for acrylic nails, you push back the cuticles, you know, of course, trim them down if you want to, remove the shine, and then apply the primer. I'm going to leave those steps, you know, listed. Just so you you guys know, but I'm not gonna do that on my nails, and I apologize about that. But again, I have been doing a lot of videos on my nails, which, you know, that's my goal, but I don't want to damage my nails. So anyways, next would be the step where you apply the nail tips, but we have the forms, and these forms, I believe you can find them on Amazon. So I'll be sure to leave the link in the description, and I like how thick these are. So what you do is I just took the little tab from right here. Some people put it on the back of it, especially if they're like flimsier forms. You just put it on the back of it and it gives it more stability. But these are pretty thick, so you can either throw it away or just put it on the back, whatever you feel like doing, but it doesn't really do much. After that, you hold your form with like your index finger and your thumb. Just hold it and then kind of curve it a little bit, because we want to shape it into our natural nail. It's going to go right underneath our natural nail, so you want to kind of shape it into, you know, our shape. So we just wiggle it around to where it makes that little C curve. And then after that, we're just gonna fit it right underneath our natural nail. Make sure that it goes from sidewall to sidewall. You don't want it, you know, like this. You want it to go under your free edge. And make sure that there's no gap. You don't want no gaps in between the natural nail and the form. Once that's done, just hold it down. And then at the very bottom, just stick those two together, just like that. Oops, sorry, I've been touching on it so much that it's kind of lost the stickiness. But just like this. So we're gonna do that on all of the fingers. Again, make sure that it go exactly from sidewall to sidewall. I'm gonna switch this one out just because, again, I did too much touching on it, so it's not sticky anymore. Let's see. But same thing, just hold it, wiggle it around. And then it's easier when you do it on someone else because you can just slide it in there like this. But for yourself, just hold it, put it under your free edge. Make sure it's on the sides really good. And then just stick it down at the bottom. And if you want them stiletto, then you can go ahead and, you know, like pinch this all the way through. But since I'm gonna do coffin, I don't want to just pinch the whole form. Okay, just like that. So now same thing for the other ones. Again, just take the little thing in the middle off. Put it to the side, wiggle this around to make it curve at the bottom, and then just place this under your natural nail. And make sure you put it right in the middle and that it's not crooked, because then your nail is going to end up crooked. And you want the two little tabs at the bottom to line up perfectly. And you do want to make sure that when you do this, that your client has a little bit of a free edge. That way you can set the form, you know, underneath their free edge, just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on the rest of the nails. Alrighty, so we finished applying the forms, and this is what it looks like. Alrighty, so I'm gonna be using the Cover Pink by Mia Secret. I'm gonna also use the Frosted Pink, which also by Mia Secret. I'm gonna be using this Gold Glitter, which is by Tammy Taylor in the color Hearts of Gold. And then of course I'm gonna be using my Mia Secret Pink, or you can use clear, whatever you feel like using. And then of course we are using the Mia Secret monomer. And then for my brush, I'm using my Alpha brush in a number 10, and I'll be sure to leave that link in the description for you guys. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Now this is the part where you would go ahead and apply the primer on your natural nails. But again, since I'm not gonna be keeping this set, I'm not going to be applying a primer. But the primer that I use is the Young Nail Protein Bond, and it works really good for me. Even though I use the Mia Secret acrylic system, I honestly have only used the Mia Secret primer before one time, and I mean it works good, but I had heard a lot of things about, a lot of good things about the Young Nail Protein Bond, which is why I decided to use it. But whatever primer you know you want to use, that's fine as well. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. I don't really know what I'm gonna do just yet, but we'll figure it out as I go. So again, you would apply the primer during this time, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I think for my ring finger, I'm gonna just do that one clear. So I'm gonna use my Mia's Secret Pink, and it's basically gonna be the same thing, but the first bead that I'm gonna place is right in the middle where the natural nail and the form meets. And remember that the Mia's Secret, it's a bit on the runnier side, so make sure that you work kind of fast when you're doing this. And then also we're gonna be shaping the nails when we're doing this, so you could either make them into, you know, stiletto or coffin, and I'm gonna do coffin. So just push the acrylic up on the sides just like this. Make sure you pat as you go. And then depending on how long you want them, just drag the acrylic, you know, towards the tip. And again, push the acrylic over to the sides. And these little lines you see here in the middle are basically your guide for your length. So I'm gonna do them at like a number 4, and as you can see, it has numbers on the sides. So I'm gonna just use that as a guide for all of my nails. Again, push up the sides. Alrighty, so after that, same thing, I'm gonna go in and apply another bead right below that first one. So again, we're doing the same technique that we would usually do if we were using tips, but instead of tips, we have this form on. Alrighty, so we have that down so far. So now the next bead we're gonna do closer to the back. So this is gonna be our third bead. We place it closer to the cuticle area. Same thing, patting it down and then brushing it down towards the tip. Alrighty, so just like that, and then now I'm gonna go in with the fourth bead, which will be closer to the cuticle area as well. And this one is what's gonna build our apex. So place it as close as you can to the cuticle area, but not on the skin. Pat it down, and then again brushing it down towards the tip, but just make sure that this time you brush really gently, because you want most of that acrylic to stay back here in this area to build our apex. Alrighty, so that is our first nail. That's what it looks like. So now we're gonna do the next one. So for this one, I think I want to do let's see, I think I want to do like the frosted pink for this one, for the middle finger. So same thing, we're gonna go ahead, you could either do a bead of white first, which I guess I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna do a bead of white, or sorry, the Mia's Secret Pink. That way next time, you know, if your client wants to change up the set, you can always just, you know, file that away and do something different. But it's just, you know, based on what you want to do or what your client wants. So I applied my bead, brushing it up towards the side. Again, remember, Mia's Secret is a little bit on the runnier side, so you have to take that into consideration. So you can either try to use a little bit less liquid, or you just need to work a little bit faster to, you know, brush the acrylic up so it don't run to the sides. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a thin layer of this on the back as well. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. And with these, you can either pinch them with like a pinching tool, or it's a lot easier to do it when you're doing someone else's nails, but you can do like both of your thumbs like this and pinch the nail tip. That way it gives it a C curve. But this one, it looks like it's already gonna have a nice C curve, so I don't really have to do it. But there are people that pinch their nails to get like that really you know, C curve, and I'll show you at the end what I mean, because it seems like we're gonna have a pretty nice C curve once we're done, because we don't want just flat nails like this. We want them to actually have a curve. But again, I'll show you that at the end. But now for the middle finger, we're gonna go in with the frosted pink, and we can just go ahead and place this over the entire nail since we already have that clear underneath. Again, it's really important that when you're working, you're steady like pushing your acrylic up on the sides, because that's basically how you're shaping your nails. Of course, if we wanted them stiletto, then we would be shaping them more into a stiletto, but since I want them more coffin and they're looking a little bit more square, but of course I can just go in and file at the end. Okay, I'm gonna go in and place another bead of the frosted pink at the tip because it's still a little translucent. Brushing it towards the tip. And then the last one I'm gonna do closer to the cuticle area. So after we finish applying that colored acrylic, we're gonna go in with the Mia Secret Pink and just do a layer over that entire nail. This is just so next time, you know, or actually this is for when we come back to file, we're not gonna file away any of the colored acrylic, because then it's gonna make the acrylic look patchy. Okay. So that's the middle finger. Now for the index finger, I think this is the one that I'm gonna do the ombre on. So again, we're gonna go ahead and do a layer of the Mia Secret Pink. We do the first bead right in the middle where the tip and, or sorry, when the natural nail and the form meets. Patting it down and brushing it towards the tip. Brushing it up to number 4, whatever number, whatever length you want. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and do the thin layer of acrylic over the entire nail. And just very thin. And then while that one just dries a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and pinch this one. You do want to pinch it before the acrylic dries, because then after that the acrylic is like solid and it's not going to, you know, do anything. And again, they do have pinching tools. I'm just doing this just because it's a little bit harder to do it on your nails. but basically you just want to create that C curve at the tip. But that should be good. So now for the index finger, I'm gonna go in and apply the glitter at the tip. Just like this, and we could either do like a clear, you know what, I might end up doing just a clear ombre, so I'm gonna just leave it like that instead of adding the Mia Secret Cover Pink. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it like that because I'm already gonna have a clear nail, so it would go perfect with this. So now what I want to do is basically just encapsulate this. So we're gonna go in with the Mia Secret Pink, or as always, you can use your clear, whatever you feel comfortable using. And we're just gonna make sure that the acrylic, or sorry, that the glitter is completely, you know, just inside the acrylic, because we don't want to come back and file it away whenever it's time to file the nails.
And placing the bead closer to the cuticle area, make sure that you place it as close as you can, but making sure that you keep it off the skin, because if not, you will get lifting.
Alrighty, so we're done with the index finger, so that's what we have so far. I think, let's see, I think for the rest I'm just gonna end up doing the frosted pink, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do the frosted pink, and then this would just be, I'm gonna show you this one as if, you know, you were just gonna keep the frosted pink and not just like not do it clear underneath. So you would just place it directly on the nail, same thing, just patting it down and then brushing it towards the tip. Okay, so we have the tip. So now we're gonna do another bead. We can either do it right below that one, but I feel like we have a nice thickness at the tip, so I'm gonna place it right behind the first one. Alrighty, so we just finished the thumb. That's what it looks like. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing for the pinky. Alrighty, y'all, so we just finished all of the nails on this hand. So this is what they look like. So again, we did the frosted pink on the ring finger, sorry, the pinky, the middle finger, and the thumb. We did the glitter on the index finger, and then this one just clear. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put my stuff up, and then we'll move on to the next step.
And again, I used the frosted pink acrylic powder by Nail Secret. I used this really pretty gold glitter by Tammy Taylor in the color Hearts of Gold. And then we used the Nail Secret pink acrylic, which is really translucent, which is what I used it to encapsulate my nails. And then I used the Nail Secret monomer as well. So now we're gonna move on to.
So before we can actually start filing, we want to make sure that the nails are completely dry. The way to check is you can just use your file and just tap on the nails, and if they make a clicking noise, then that means that they're dry. As you can see, this one was the last nail that I did, so it's still kind of wet, but these are completely dry. So now what you want to do is you could just like tear off that little part in the middle and just remove the form, and then you just throw these away. Okay, so as you can see, we do have some acrylic on the tips, but that can just come off really easily when we file. So now we're gonna go in and reshape the nails. So they're already kind of like that squarish, like the squarish coffin shape. So we're just gonna go in and redefine that shape. So everything else is gonna be like exactly the same as if we were doing nails with tips. So we're just gonna go in and shape the nails. After that, we're gonna go in and, you know, just file the nails with the drill or the hand file, whatever you want to use. But as always, filing the sides at a 45-degree angle, and then filing the free edge at a 90-degree angle to get that coffin shape. Alrighty, so we finished shaping up the nails. So next we can do the filing. I'm gonna be using my same hand file to file all of the nails just because we don't have much filing to do. So it's gonna be a lot easier. So as always, whenever we're filing the acrylic, we start around the cuticle area first. Just make sure not to get too close because you don't want to cut, you know, your client. So once you get closer to the cuticle area, kind of slow down a bit, but just go in like, you know, back and forth motion. Now don't keep your file, you know, in one spot for too long, just like this, because it will cause friction and it's going to cause your client's nail to burn or your nail to burn. So just be really gentle when you go around that cuticle area. The same thing, you want to make sure that you seal the acrylic around that cuticle area to prevent lifting, and then just filing the rest of the nail to make sure that it's all nice and smooth. Alrighty, so we finished with all of the filing. So now we're gonna go in with the buffer and we're gonna buff all of the nails really good, especially since we use the hand file to do our filing. It leaves a lot more scratches on the nail, so we want to make sure we go in and buff all of those scratches out. Alrighty, so they all feel nice and smooth. So now I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands and I'll be right back. Alrighty, y'all, so I washed my hands and this is what they look like. So now I'm gonna just leave these like this. Of course, I'm not gonna add polish since I did the off-white acrylic, but for the ring finger, I'm gonna do a design with some bling. So I did switch out my bling to like this bigger, you know, box. And this one just kind of has everything that I use very often. That way, you know, I don't have to keep bringing out a whole bunch of different little containers like I've been doing. But of course, I'm still going to use my celino adhesive. And I'm gonna also use my wax pencil, and like all of these are the ones that I have on my website. So once my website is back up and running, all of those will be on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna do the glue right in the middle, and I'm just gonna do just something. Let's see. Alrighty, so just like that, and then I'm probably gonna go ahead and just add some on the other ones as well. I'm gonna do some around the cuticle area on this thumb. Alrighty, so I finished applying the bling. So now I'm gonna go ahead and apply the top coat, and for that I'm using the Madam Glam Gel Top Coat. I'll be sure to leave the link in the description as well as a promo code. So now we're just gonna apply this on all of the nails. Alrighty, so I just applied the Madam Glam top coat. So now we're gonna cure them for 60 seconds under the Sun X UV LED lamp, and I'll be sure to leave the link in the description to this one as well. Alrighty, y'all, so here is the final look. They turned out really pretty. As you can see, I mean, they look to me just like when I do, you know, the tips. So it just kind of depends on what you prefer, whether it's tips, forms, but it's the same process. As far as applying the acrylic, you're just not applying a nail tip. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GetNail32, and I'll see you guys next time.